Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are back playing some Supermarket Simulator, and I know I said I was going to make this video a long time ago, but we're finally here. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about the mods that I am currently using during my current playthrough of Supermarket Simulator. Now, I want to be clear, these mods are not like definitively just like these are the only mods that I recommend. There are plenty of other mods that I could be using or maybe would be using if I was playing this game as consistently as I probably like to be. But you know, there's tons of mods out there. These are just the mods that I currently have installed that I am currently using right now. Obviously, if you have any other mod suggestions, you can put them down in the comments below. But these are the ones that I am specifically using at this exact moment. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our list here. Let's bring up our display, and we're gonna go ahead and maximize our screen here. Head back to our Supermarket Simulator folder. As you can see here, we have our melon loader folder. We're gonna go to our mods. We only have one melon loader mod installed, and that is Magic Restocker. Now, Magic Restocker has a mod that's been around for quite some time. It is essentially a mod that allows these guys to basically just stand here and do the work that they normally do. So as opposed to them constantly being slowed down by needing to run around everywhere, they literally can do everything from here. It is pretty broken, kind of OP, but it does have them be able to do their job in a timely fashion, because as it stands in this game, these guys, even now, like I don't have a this store isn't all that big, but even with the capacity being as is, they still just simply cannot keep up. They always end up falling behind no matter how much faster they get, which is basically why they added boosting them into the game in the first place, because they just can't keep up with the demand. No matter how many of them you have, they just can't seem to keep up. So having them be able to basically just stand here and still get the job done makes it significantly faster, significantly easier, and it makes sure that they keep up with the demand. So I like this mod. It's a quality of life thing, but really kind of borderlines on the air of cheating. But you know, whatever. I like the game and I want it to be fun. There are some annoying things about the game that if I can patch out, I would, and I do. So there you go. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. The next mod, oh wait, hold on, let's bring up the right back on our display capture. We're gonna go back to Supermarket Simulator. We're gonna go to Bepinex, and then this is where you're gonna see the bulk of the mods that we're currently using right now. So the first one is Better Save Systems. This one allows you to be able to save your game, have multiple saves, and load multiple saves. There are a couple other tedious ways to deal with saves in this game if you want to do it manually, but this mod makes it very easy and straightforward, so you can create saves in the game and not have to worry about the bullcrap. So I really like this mod. I've been using it for a long time. The other mod that I'm using is called Employee Training Program, and if you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I have a very extensive history with Employee Training Program. It has gone from working to not working to working to not working over a very long period of time. But as of now, it seems to be functioning. As a matter of fact, this mod was just updated yesterday, I believe. And this basically gives your workers levels. This mod is excellent to use when you're just starting a brand new game and you want your workers to be able to grow with you. They level up over time, and as they level up, they gain the ability to just work a lot faster. They run a lot faster. They move a lot faster. Oh, I saw that dude running off. That was a thief or whatever. I guess my security guard got him already. I didn't even hear it. But anyway, yeah, they move a lot faster. They can carry more boxes, which is like the best thing ever. Like that alone, I'm telling you, I've been talking about this for a while, but if I can get a mod that makes it to where they can just carry more boxes, that would fix the issue that I have with this game of them not being able to keep up with the demand. The carrying more boxes thing has been one of the greatest things to ever happen to this game. Like I wouldn't even use Magic Restocker if they could just carry more boxes. Like that alone would be great. But I'm using these two mods in tandem, Employee Training Program and Magic Restocker, just to prove that it works, because they have notoriously not worked together, but lately it's been working just fine. So if you want to use these in tandem to be super duper OP, then you can do that. You don't really have to. I usually recommend using one or the other, but it's completely up to you what you want to do. The next mod that I have that I use quite frequently is called Less Picky Customers. This basically is a different version of the mod that I used to use that stopped people from being so picky. I can't remember what it's called now because it's pretty much obsolete and doesn't work anymore. But essentially what this mod does is it allows you to sell whatever you want. So you can pick and choose what you want to have in your store with no restrictions. Nobody will come in asking for things that you don't have because you don't have them. So you just don't have to worry about that anymore, which is good because I like to be able to sell what I want. Although I will admit that being able to play this way kind of decreases the urgency a little bit. There's not a whole lot of incentive to like constantly expand because you can control what you buy and keep in your store. So it kind of stunts the progression unless you just really are focusing on expanding. So keep that in mind. When you have the ability to choose whatever you want in your store and you don't have to worry about people complaining about things you don't have, that could really put you in a spot to where your growth just kind of doesn't go as it should go. So definitely keep that in mind, be mindful of that. And also too, with this next coming update, once the game is finally in its completion with the addition of sales now that you can put things on sale, it might not be a good idea going forward to use the mod that allows you to be able to restrict or sell whatever you want. And I'm going to get into that in another video because I have a theory on how to maximize your customers and stuff in your business, utilizing the sales in tandem with your ability to be able to buy stuff from the stores. So that's going to be something we explore when I actually do the vanilla series, because I got a vanilla series planned for this game when 1.0 drops. We're going to start playing through the game and doing basically a stream let's play series like we did before back in the good old days. No mods, straight up vanilla. We're going to be playing this game as intended to get the full gameplay experience. And like I said, I got some plans in regards to that. So if you're interested, make sure you say so in the comments or hit that like button to let me know. Moving on to the next mod, we have Motivated Workers. Motivated Workers is really nice. Basically what it does is it allows your workers to essentially motivate themselves. They buff themselves up. You can set the percentage chance of that to happen every time they do or complete an action. They can get a motivation buff and it'll increase their speed, which is a lot better than chasing these idiots around and clicking them to make them buff up. It's really annoying having to chase these guys around to get them to do that. So being able to do it yourself is really nice. So yeah, they basically self-motivate. This works for the restockers and it also works for the cashiers. Cashiers though, I haven't really been using ever since they added self-checkouts. Like I just can't think of a logical reason to pay cashiers. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I haven't hired cashiers in a long time. I haven't had cashiers in a very long time. Now, I guess if you're using employee training program, the one immediate benefit is your cashiers will be significantly faster than the customers. Like the cashiers will be able to ring out the customers way faster than the customers ring themselves out. So there's that to think about. But honestly, like, I don't know. We'll see. When we play the vanilla playthrough, we'll see if I actually go back to using cashiers. But honestly, I really don't see it happening. I just don't. I still see it happening. But anyway, moving on. Next we have Price Helper, which allows you to do your pricing and stuff very easily. You go in and you can kind of auto set these prices. You click this little tag here and you can set the method that you want to set the marketing price. You can set it to multiply or add, and then set the amount right here. So you can set all your pricings based off percentage, or if you just want to add like a certain amount of change or whatever to each cost, this will go through and kind of auto do it for you. Now you can still go in and you can still kind of customize stuff daily if you want to. For example, this went up, it's gonna auto adjust once you go in here, but you can still go in and kind of do it yourself. You can also do your discounts from this screen. if you want to. You can go in here and set things at a discount in here. The thing that pops up is just like kind of, it's still a little bugged, but whatever. But yeah, it's basically just like an auto pricer. You set the percent of what you want your prices to be at, and then it'll basically adjust all of the prices to match whatever metric you set up. Pretty handy, pretty nice. Pricing the items in this game can be pretty tedious, especially if you're actually utilizing every single item in the game and not just picking and choosing stuff that you want to sell. It can get pretty tedious dealing with all these prices. So if you're a lazy ass like me, then there you go. You got auto pricing. The next one is product placement helper. Product placement helper is pretty nice. Essentially, you can just grab a box, and if you look on the screen very closely, you'll see these squares, these glowing squares that tell you that where these products are in the back room and in your store. Now, you know, most people will say like, I'll just go look in my back room and then just find it. Like, it's not that hard. But if you have a storage room that's freaking massive and you have not actually taken any time to properly pay attention to where you're putting stuff, and you don't have any structure back here, it could take you forever to find things. I've had that happen to me several times where my storage room was freaking massive, and then I take the boxes in the back and I'm trying to find the area where this is, and it takes forever. This just makes it a lot easier for you to pinpoint and locate exactly where the boxes go with little to no effort. It's very nice. And you can also, like I said, it also highlights where they are in the store. So this is where they are in the store. And when it shows up red there, that means that you don't have space for it. And when it's blue, that means that you do. So if I put this box here, do I have another one back here? Yeah, no, this is not the same box. All right, yeah, okay. So I have this box in my hand, but all of these are red. There's no space for this back here. And there's also no space for it up there. So there's no room for this box. I'll just go back and put this back in the truck then. That was basically what I was trying to showcase. So yeah, very helpful, not really game changing or game breaking, just a convenience thing to make it easier for you to find your products. We also have remote product placement, which is very nice and handy. Basically, it allows you to take a box or an item from literally anywhere, and you can remotely place the item with one button. So this has two slots back here. That one's full, this one's empty. So if I want to put this away, I can press U, I think. Yeah, and that'll remotely put that product away. And the beauty of this specific one is not really for at your base. What I downloaded this one for was for products that you can buy at the store, for example. So normally you'd have to bring your truck over here, you'd have to buy the item or whatever, and, you know, put it in your truck, drive it back home, or walk it back home or whatever. But with this, if you pick this up, go ahead and buy this here, you can see it's very faint, but you can see all the way back at the house right here, you can see these little blue squares and the red ones or whatever. That shows that I do have space for this at home. So if I just press U from here, that'll send that back to the house from here. So you can go shopping while out here without having to take stuff home or whatever. You can just send it, which I guess makes the car kind of obsolete. You can still drive the car if you want to. I mean, you know, play how you want. These mods are, you know, they allow you to tailor the game to your experience. If you like driving around and doing all that kind of stuff, then by all means, do that. But, you know, I think it's a little easier to just be able to buy stuff and just, in my mind, I'm having it shipped to my house. Whatever floats your boat. Give yourself any rationales you can on why your brand of cheating is okay and not cheating. Whatever floats your boat. Moving on, we're gonna go to Scannable local market products, which I should have probably stayed at the store if I'm gonna talk about this one. But anyway, we're gonna go over to this market over here. And what this one allows you to do is actually scan products at the store, which you normally cannot do. So let's go ahead and pull out our tablet, and if we look at products here, we can actually scan them. Now, why would you do this? Normally you wouldn't, is the answer to that question. But the useful thing about this is you being able to use the scanner, you can actually see what you have in your inventory back at the house, which you couldn't do before. So that's the benefit of like scanning them and buying them here is kind of dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense, because you get discounts from buying the products here. So if you scan them with your scanner here, they're not going to ring up for the discounted price. You see, that says 356. It's still rung up for 7. So it's still gonna ring up for the online price. So scanning them and buying them here is dumb. It doesn't make any sense. But the good thing is you can scan it to see what you have back at the house. So if I wanted to buy pizzas, I can see I have 124 pizzas back at the store already. Like, I don't have to guess or figure out like, oh shit, do I have pizza? Like, no, now I know I have pizza. So very useful for that. Doesn't make any sense to scan and buy stuff. That's kind of dumb. So don't do that, because you're wasting money. If you're at the store, then you might as well buy the products here. Okay, moving on. The next one is unlimited truck capacity, and this one kind of speaks for itself. It just gives you unlimited capacity in the truck. So instead of you having a limited or finite amount of boxes, you can stack them to the high heavens and put as many boxes in your truck as possible, and drive all those products home, so you don't have to worry about it. Very nice quality of life kind of thing. It's just a nice thing to be able to do. Now it just says for this mod, it just says truck. So my assumption is that it only works for the truck. And there's a picture of the truck on the mod, you know, so, but I mean, maybe it could work for other vehicles. I don't know. I haven't tried. I'm not going to sell my truck, so I can figure it out. You guys let me know in the comments if that works out. If you're going to try this mod, let me know if it works for other vehicles, but it says specifically truck. So my assumption is that it only works for the truck. That's my conclusion that I'm gonna go to. Otherwise, there's another mod called Custom Hints. This isn't really like a super necessary mod, but I think you need this mod in order for the scannable local market products to work. If you go over to the page, you should be able to see it. They should tell you during the installation process that I think you also need this mod to run alongside it. Yeah, but I wouldn't classify this as like a mod that you absolutely need or should use unless you are using the specific other mod in question. So those are the mods that I'm using right now for the game. Like I said, I don't really play the game all that much as of late, but I am very excited to start a new vanilla series on the game to be able to play it as it is intended, so we can see what the developer's vision was for it and kind of play it as he wanted us to from the very beginning. And that's going to include store deliveries. That's going to include bulk orders. That's going to include the security and the cleaning and all the new stuff that they added for the game. We'll be able to check it out in all of its glory. We're not going to have any of the name brand stuff. Like, it's going to be all the generic video game store stuff. Like, it's going to be straight vanilla. There are some other mods that I could have mentioned that aren't here. Like, I didn't mention that I'm using the texture replacer mod, but I don't think I have to. I think it's pretty apparent that I'm using the texture replacer mod. And there's a lot of textures. There's also the product placement mod that allows you to add brand new products that don't even exist in the game, like video games and comic books and stuff like that. Another recommended mod that didn't really make it to the list because product placement is a little bit of an iffy thing in this game. I haven't used it in a while because sometimes it can mess up your game, but product placement is pretty cool too. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm getting a little long-winded here. Let's wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will be seeing you guys on the next one.